Hit that music. Let's go. The streets are buzzing. Big win on the road in Portland. That is 2 straight for the New York Knicks. They got hot, too hot to handle for Damian Lillard. The Portland Trail Blazers got absolutely blown away by these road warriors, the New York Knicks, now in 5th seed outright, and have equal tied best road record in the league. Shout out Emmanuel Quickley, Josh Hart, big performance from Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, Deuce McBride. Everybody stepped up tonight. It was just a perfect second half. We blew them away offensively, and they had no answer. Absolutely no answer. Now, all eyes, all road to the playoffs. Now, as Brooklyn lost and Atlanta lost, there's a 6-game lead on 7th. The Knicks look good for the 5th spot. Jalen Brunson can heal up, and 3 days off. Now, shout out Knicks Nation. Shout out to Replay Gang, the best fan base in the biz, the best chat in the street. Salute. Big task. Yeah, big Deuce McBride. Stand up, hitting threes. The shot looks great. The defense is there. Excellent performance, man. Deuce McBride's taken his opportunities, getting back into this rotation, which has been so pleasing to see. Man, yeah, that's a tap. It's getting fun. Now, the 3-game losing streak's a thing of the past right now, and it's all about these Knicks, baby. Yeah. Ready to chop this big thing up and get your observations out here. This really feel-good win tonight. Absolute road warriors are buzzing now, smashing that like button, because the New York Knicks are for real. They mean business, and it's just an absolute pleasure to see them put a second half performance together like that on the road now, and to get out of this road trip 2-2 was absolutely huge. And like I said, absolute road warriors now. The New York Knicks have tied best record in the league, not just in the East, but in the league now at 22-14, and Boston and Milwaukee are 21-13. So tied for the best road record in the league tonight cements that for this squad. Just an exceptionally gritty win, gritty performance, and getting it done on both sides, you know, especially going down about 15 in the first quarter to fight their way back and edge their way in front after that. You know, Damian Lillard had a great game. He was hot, but he didn't really have much help tonight. He didn't have help from Anthony Simons, much help from the rest of the team. Matisse Thybulle definitely stepped up early in the first quarter and was hitting threes on us, but we know that wasn't sustainable. So came back down to earth. But just the grittiness of this team was on point tonight. As you see on screen, points in the paint. Like I've been saying, a lot of the time when this team wins points in the paint, we mean business, and we pulled out the victory with 50-34 with points in the paint. As well as that, the New York Knicks won fast break points, 18-16, which was huge. And Portland's biggest lead was 16, but the Knicks got out to a 19-point lead and turned the ball over 12 times, but Portland also turned the ball over 10 times. So that was key. No team really got the big advantage with that situation. But now, 41-30, like Buzzer Beater says, salute. It's absolutely huge. Now, as you see, we are steamrolling now, moving along, coasting, and at 41 wins in sole 5th position at 41-30, with a 3-day rest and homecoming against the Denver Nuggets, who have lost 4 in a row. So Nikola Jokic has lost 4 in a row. Jamal Murray, they come into MSG, and off the Knicks having a 3-day break is going to be huge. For us, Jalen Brunson is expected to be back. He was doubtful tonight, but he was on the sidelines. He wasn't in the boot. And another 3-4 days rest, and one would think that he would most likely be probable, but let's see. The great thing is this win, does a lot of things. It adds more separation between the Knicks and the Hawks, and also we now have a 1-game break from the Brooklyn Nets after they lost and we win. So that was a huge swing. Miami Heat pulled off a big win last night, so they're still thereabout, as you see there in the standings. But the New York Knicks are handling their own business, which is 100% the main thing. Yeah, 41. The worst we could do is 500. Salute, buzzer. Salute to that. Great season so far, but it can just get better and better, I feel. And the 50-win season is still a real possibility, but it's more looking probably like 47, between 46 to 48. But the 50-piece, the 50 burger's still there. Are we a strong playoff team because we dominate in the half court? I would say if we are playing full strength, we're playing tough half-court defense. That's definitely a big strength of this team. The half-court defense, the half-court offense can be hit and miss. I think when Jalen Brunson's back, it's going to be even better though, buzzer. But I think it's going to start and end with Julius Randle. I think he's the playoff X factor, because I know what Brunson is going to give us. In the half court, in the playoffs. He's been there, he's done it. But Julius Randle struggled in the playoffs 2 years ago, and he's going to be this team's X factor in the playoffs, in terms of efficiency, moving the ball on the half court. In the second half, you saw it tonight when the ball swung. Emmanuel Quickley got hot. Deuce McBride got open shots. Obi Toppin got open shots. It was just unbelievable. Quickley, 4 of 8 from deep. Obi Toppin, 3 of 5 from deep tonight. Deuce McBride, 4 of 5 from deep. Let that sink in. And Josh Hart, 2 of 5 from deep as well. So pluses all around, ladies and gentlemen. The only 2 players that weren't in the plus tonight was Mitchell Robinson in the -4, though, and he only played 21 minutes. Again, Isaiah Hartenstein, huge performance, stepped up. And Quentin Grimes was -11 in his 20 minutes. Quentin Grimes, one of his worst games as a starter and a player in this league, but he struggled. He struggled early on. But I think the Knicks just found the right chemistry later in the game. Josh Hart came in and absolutely, again, for the second time in a row, flipped this game on a switch. When Josh Hart came in, he gave us a huge 37 minutes, and he was 6 of 13 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals, just 2 turnovers, and a team high, plus 26, right? I think Josh Hart, for me, ladies and gentlemen, gets that game ball. And stepping up huge. Josh Hart, so gritty, so tough, and just an excellent pickup. One of the best transactions so far the Knicks have made at a trade deadline. It's having a bigger impact than the Derrick Rose one. I think 2 years ago, when we acquired Derrick Rose from Detroit, got us into the 4th seed, but it didn't really help us much in the playoffs, right? I really feel like Josh Hart is going to do big things in the playoffs for this team, and he's here to stay. He's in his prime. Derrick Rose was another story. 2 years ago, he wasn't in his prime. He gave us a hell of a run, and I salute D Rose. But I think this Josh Hart pickup at the trade deadline was a better pickup. Johnny, salute. When Julius gets mad, we lose, but when the whole team gets mad, we win. Thumbs up. smashing that thumbs up. The streets is buzzing. 100% Johnny, completely agree, yeah. The thing is, we've got guys growing now, more leaders. The way Emmanuel Quickley, Isaiah Hartenstein have stepped up. You know, they're veterans now. You know, I'm ready to call Emmanuel Quickley a veteran because he's in his 3rd year now and he's really absolutely stepping up. Killer dogs, yep, yes he did. When you think about in the absence of Jalen Brunson, what Emmanuel Quickley is doing, what he did tonight was incredible. Shot making, play making, all of that stuff. To be 8 of 14 from the field, incredible efficiency, 4 of 8 from deep, 6 of 7 from the line, with 10 rebounds. Emmanuel Quickley, unbelievable, 3 assists and up 26 points, right? This is probably Emmanuel Quickley's best game as a New York Knick, just purely all-round game, you know, stuffing that stat sheet, giving us 2 offensive rebounds, 8 defensive, 10 total, and 4 of 8 from deep, and 7 free throws, 6 of them he hit, and just 34 minutes, right? There's something about Portland, something in the water over there, that he just feels nice and comfortable out there. Yeah, killer, salute, yeah, absolutely. Deuce McBride, he deserves more minutes. Brunson going down has opened the door for McBride, but you know, in the post game when he was talked to by Allen and Breen, you know, he said, "How do you stay ready?" And Deuce McBride said, "It's just my confidence. You know, having that confidence to be the best teammate I can be, and talking to my teammates, you know, and staying ready, so that I don't have to get ready." Which is huge for this club, right? I had no doubt we'd finish this road trip on a high, and to feel good now with two in a row on the road, and we can get back home now, some home cooking with 3 days rest. It's going to be huge. So yeah, Denver, Mini, and then back on the road for Heat, Orlando, and the Rockets, right? So 41 wins. We'll go through the schedule later in the show, and I'll give you my final win totals. But like buzzer hit tonight, like a buzzer beater, was we're 500 on the season now, guaranteed, with 11 games remaining. Even if we lost all 11, we finished 41 and 41. So eat that, Vegas. Yeah, Jalen Brunson getting ready to come back. We're definitely dangerous now. But talk about something to be extremely proud of, winning on the road, to have the tied best record in the entire NBA at this point in the season at 22 and 14 is just absolutely incredible stuff right now. You know, we could talk about the home record another day because that's 19 and 16. But what's created this opportunity for the Knicks to finish in the 4th seed, finish in the 5th seed, has been our road record. You know, doing work out on the road, getting gritty, taking our lunch pail and taking it to teams like tonight. And yeah, 22 and 14 on the road is just absolutely incredible. It needs to be salute. Our backs were against the wall, you know, backs were against the wall the other night coming into LA. The Lakers, we absolutely really needed that game, and the role players stepped up. And again tonight, needing this win, slow start, you know, the Blazers were, you know, under the pump as well, backs to the wall, you know, they're trying to fight for the play-in, and the New York Knicks answered the call, and they landed that knockout blow in that 3rd quarter. It was just beautiful to see. It was pretty. This one didn't even need to be gritty. It was pretty because we'll hit nothing but net. Emmanuel Quickley, Deuce McBride, Josh Hart, Obi Toppin shooting deep balls. Julius Randle didn't hit a single 3-pointer tonight, but that doesn't matter. We didn't need that. He definitely got to the line. I think Julius's effort early to keep us in the game, getting bludgeoning them in the paint, trying to get to the line. He got to the line 10 times. He hit 8. So that was big for Julius with his 10 rebounds, his 4 assists. and a +8, 24 points in just 34 minutes. So he was in foul trouble early. Julius Randle picked up his third foul early in the second quarter, had to sit for most of the rest of the half. And it was Deuce McBride, Josh Hart, Emmanuel Quickley that kept the scoreboard going and kept these Knicks in it. So yeah, salute to everyone out here, man. Knicks streets buzzing, smashing that like button, because they're saluting our heroes for today. They definitely stepped up. Yeah, feel really good now. That Charlotte loss, it's not even a worry anymore, because we still have an amazing opportunity to win 47 games, 50 games still. We got the Heat twice, we play the Rockets, we play the Magic, we play the Pacers twice, we play the Pelicans, we play the Wizards. There's no excuses, baby. We could definitely finish with 50 wins if we really, scratch and claw our way to pull this one out. Yep. Yeah, Deuce McBride's king right now. Vaughn in the house. If we can finish the season up strong, we could end up top 5 in the power rankings. Who would have ever thought the New York Knicks would be a top 10 team in the power rankings? Yep. Unbelievable, man. Yep. And a lot goes to the road record too, fam. Yep. Pundits say it's supposedly more difficult to win on the road as it is at home. The fact that we're 22-14 on the road, 8 games above 500 on the road, most decent teams are going to be above 500 at home, but to be 8 games over 500 on the road, that lets you know we're not phased. We're not shook, whether it be at home or on the road. In fact, we play better on the road. I'll go out there and say it. We do. It's a fact. But yeah, tonight's the depth of this roster that stood up. The role-playing players. Deuce McBride staying ready, right? To have 18 points plus 17, 3 assists, hit 2 of 4 free throws and 4 of 5 from the line, 6 of 8 from the field in just 25 minutes. Deuce McBride has arrived. Let me state that, because he defends. He's a pest. He makes it difficult for guys. He was definitely doing his best on Dame. Nobody can stop Dame, but Miles McBride was so effective the last few nights. One has to think now it's going to be incredibly difficult, to get him out of the rotation. So what do you guys feel? Do you feel like Tom should keep a 10-man rotation now? Obi's deserving of his minutes. He needs to stay in the rotation. 14 minutes tonight, was 4 of 6 efficient again, and 3 of 5 from deep. Right, Obi Toppin's here to stay with his 11 points too. And I'm running out of words to give praise to Hartenstein and Josh Hart, because their grittiness as well was amazing. 27 minutes for Hart. 3 rebounds offensively, 8 defensively, 11 total, 4 assists, which was huge. Again, 4 assists from your big man, and a steal and a block, plus 20, and another donut. Not a single point for Hart, but it doesn't matter, because he was just doing everything we need to win out here. Absolutely buzzing out here. Vaughn says the road record to me is reflective of their chemistry and the core being together long enough. You hit 100% agree. The comfortability of Quickley, it seems like he's at the point now where it doesn't matter if he's off the bench, he's starting, he's playing 13 minutes, playing 35 minutes. It's the same Emmanuel Quickley now. He looks calm. He's not flustered. He could have questionable shot selection sometimes, no doubt. That comes from his confidence. Kenny Payne in the house, salute. Much love back to you, Knicks streets out here. keeping us buzzing. Yeah, the best chat in the biz. Let's go, man. We're road buzzing tonight with the Road Warriors on this squad. Imagine what the vibes would be in the locker room, in the bus, in the plane right now with these Road Warriors. They almost look forward to getting out on the road now, I feel. Yeah. David says, yeah, one wanted to trade Randle one time long ago. Yep. Super long ago. So long ago, dinosaurs were around. I think I can't even remember. What's up? TB. I think Tibbs, one or two players from his dream team, 9-man is good enough for me. Yep. Yeah, look, playoffs, most likely it's going to stay 9. But, it's a nice problem to have because let's say a guy needs to miss a game in the playoffs or leading up. Deuce McBride, like we said, he's ready. He's there. He's comfortable. And he can fill in any time we need. 100%. Good question from Big Task though. Would a 10-man rotation take any minutes away from Quickley? I don't think it would. I think the most likely minutes would be from probably maybe Quentin Grimes' minutes taken down a little bit, maybe Obi Toppin's minutes down a little bit, and then you insert Deuce McBride's defense. Yep. Yep, TB also follows up with Tibbs 1 or 2 moves players away from being his dream team, but yet of grittiness. Maybe even more so than the Chicago team. That's a great point because he's got a throwback kind of bully player like Randle, and he's got perimeter defenders. He's got rim protecting big men. I think maybe he's just missing that elite defensive wing. Like you said, maybe he might push heavily. He might push heaven and earth to get OG Anunoby or somebody like that. Yep. As long as Randle keeps paying for dinner, we're not losing. Facts, right? Yep. Dinner's on all of us with this squad. And who's on the menu? It's whoever's the home team right now. As these Road Warriors dominate. But yeah, man, wow. The way they blew them away in the second half had me surprised because I did, I duck out for a second. I knew we were in for a great fight in the second half. When I looked at the score again, and early in the third, we came out to play. I think we scored the first 5 points in the third, and we got ourselves in front of some great shooting, and all of that stuff. So that was really, really key. Look, what can I say about Deuce McBride again? The 3-pointers he hit just came at the perfect times throughout the game. Anytime Deuce McBride can give you offense, that's gravy, considered gravy for Knicks fans. But for him to hit 4 or 5 from deep now, we're living in fantasy land with that situation now. I mean, we just can't get any better than that. To win by 16 points, the way the first quarter was going was exceptional. And like I said, the bench basically stepped up because Mitch and Grimes didn't have it going tonight. They struggled, but we have depth, and the rest of the squad stepped up, which was amazing. And out here, we'll look at the road ahead. But yeah, I really feel good about this Denver matchup even because, they've lost 4 in a row. They're going to have to travel to MSG. We have a nice 3-day break. And it's all there to play for now. We're coming in nice at this situation, and with the 19 and 16 home record, it's time for us to really put our foot on the gas with these home wins. Now, 19 and 16, we have a great opportunity with Denver and Minnie now to ride this wave and basically finish the job. Like a builder, we've laid the foundations right now. We just need to put the roof on the house and tidy up this great work that we've done on the road now. But yeah, 41 and 30 now. This season's been a success already. In terms of regular season stuff, the playoffs, I cannot wait. Cannot wait. Bride's balling for free. Pay him more. Yeah, he might be in for a payday with this situation. He is locked up, I think, for one more year. But the elite role players are very, very valuable, fam. Yeah, a two-way. He's becoming a two-way player now. Emmanuel Quickley, two-way. Quentin Grimes, two-way. One day. Right now he's been inconsistent. Josh Hart's two-way. Emmanuel Quickley's two-way. Deuce McBride. Obi Toppin's defense has really picked up. So that's how you win in this league. Two-way players, 100%. If OG isn't available, you think we would do better if we traded Obi for Jeremy Sohan. I'm a fan of Jeremy Sohan. I think it'll be a nice buy low move. I'd love to keep Obi, but yeah, Jeremy Sohan ability to be that utility would be great. I like Tari Eason with the Houston Rockets too. He's elite at fast break transition, a lengthy 6'9" wing with a 7 feet wingspan. So yeah, I really feel like we're not that far away, fans. Knicks streets, we could start to dream now. And Parish Duggar got the streets buzzing. Salute CT. Here's to toast to Deuce McBride. Man, Parish, appreciate you as always, man. You always definitely keep things buzzing. But Deuce McBride kept us all buzzing tonight. It's just such a feel-good story again. When we talk about Leon Parish chat about his, potential accolades he could get for the moves he'd been making. We talk about the Hart trade. I said it's better than the Derrick Rose trade. Drafting, Quentin Grimes, Emmanuel Quickley, Mitchell Robinson, Deuce McBride, all these guys were drafted as a New York Knick, right? Born and bred New York Knick. And to see Deuce McBride thrive now in just his second year is amazing. Along with Quentin Grimes, who had a down night. But that's one of the reasons why this team is scary. It really is scary because we have a ceiling that no one really knows what it's like yet, because guys like Deuce McBride still developing. Emmanuel Quickley is still developing. 100%. Yeah. Johnny says somebody has probably already said this, but we've got to clean up at the foul line. Yep. Yeah, definitely 100% in the playoffs is going to be maybe this team's struggle, Achilles. Just to go through tonight, we had Julius Randle went 8 of 10, so I can't get on him tonight. But Mitchell Robinson went 0 of 2. Barrett went 5 of 7. And it was McBride went 2 of 4 from the line. So yeah, we definitely left a few at the line tonight. Quickley was 6 of 7, so that's pretty solid. The Barrett one, 5 of 7. Mitchell Robinson needs to pick up those free throws as well. But Obi and Hart didn't shoot a free throw. But recently throughout this season, it's definitely been a trend, like you said. We've got to be more consistent, with these free throws, definitely. Deuce is creating his own story of success with his perseverance and a dogged mentality to never quit. West Virginia, Bob Huggins as well. I think it's instilled in Deuce. The second before he came into the league, he had kind of an identity, a trait that got him into this league, and it got him into the good books of Tom Thibodeau, is, like you said, a work ethic, a mentality, strongness. He was a quarterback in football, in college. Deuce McBride is that guy who, could become, a real a quality lead guard in this league, a two-way lead guard. His playmaking skills are coming along. The shooting's getting better now in real time. And you know what? It's no fluke. When a player gets more reps, they start to feel more comfortable, is when their shot starts to fall. You know, look at Obi now. He's getting a consistent stretch of minutes, and he's shooting consistently 3 of 5 from deep now, 4 of 6 from the field, 14 minutes. So Toppin, McBride, Quickley, Grimes, as these guys know how many minutes they're going to play, they can prepare for that accordingly, and they can basically feel more comfortable with what's going to come throughout the night. You know, they can know that they can expect to get 6 to 8 shots. You know, they can prepare for the minutes as well. Now, we've been going this long, and we've barely touched on the man of the hour, who was acquired at the trade deadline from the Portland Trailblazers. He got a standing ovation, or he got a nice ovation from the crowd. And that tells you, you know, that there's still love there. And what happened is Josh Hart came in, throughout this road trip, and he's definitely changed the game. He's changed many games, but his effort is contagious, outrageous, rebounding like a big man, locking people down. He's giving you 16 points, plus 26 team high. He's playing starting minutes. I mean, Tom Thibodeau's in love. You know, Knicks fans are in love. And, you know, Tibbs said it immediately. He's like, Hart can play the 4. He can play any position I need. The second we acquired him, he was like, Josh Hart can plug and play anywhere. You know, and that's so true. 37 minutes, was 6 of 13. And he's even shooting solid numbers from deep. So that's scary hour for the rest of the league. It's been an absolute A+++ move for me. The Josh Hart move, he fits this regime, this organization like a glove. So salute Josh Hart. He really wanted this one bad. You could tell. You know, he came in with that just extra pep in his step too, and he was all over the floor. You know, he's leading the league in floor burn. With that said, him and Emmanuel Quickley are our rock off the bench. Those guys don't need nights off. They're already in the gym probably right now. You know, the team's probably trying to get them to board the plane back to MSG, and those guys are probably in the gym as we speak. That's how crazy they are right now, putting in reps for the city. And he's the man of the hour because, yeah, as we get towards the playoffs, this road to the playoffs, he's going to have the Garden buzzing throughout this playoff stretch. Is Josh Hart, man. I could already hear the crowd chanting his name right now in a down the stretch of a big playoff victory. As he's closing things out. The other night he was hitting clutch free throws. Tonight he was locking down and hitting deep 3 balls as well. So, like I said, Josh Hart just does everything you need and some. It's becoming ridiculous now at this point. But yeah, it exemplifies this team's identity now. They're warriors, so to speak, road warriors, taking their lunch pail. Not the most skilled bunch of dudes, not the flashiest bunch of dudes, but they're playing tough, they're playing hard. You know, they haven't got the best officiating, they haven't got the best, coaching, the best schemes or any of that. They're just outworking teams now, as they have, 22 and 14 on the road. It's just all about outworking teams with their identity, the heart, the energy, the hustle, all of that. Stanley salute in the building. What about the impact of iHeart? Unbelievable how this guy can be plus 20 without scoring a single bucket for the second straight game too. I think he had a donut the last game too. unbelievable. Yeah, this bench is really stepping up in Brunson's absence, and Hart gets another big salute too as well. Great point, Stanley, because Mitchell Robinson didn't have a going tonight again, but Hart stepped up, played starting quality minutes too, 27 minutes, was 0 of 2 from the field, and had a 3-point attempt and missed. But he pulled in 3 offensive rebounds, 8 defensive, 11 total, together with 4 assists and a block and a steal, plus 20. Just like you said, with 0 points. So I don't hear anybody, talking down on the $8 million signing, the free agent acquisition that Isaiah Hartenstein was. I think it's coming along, and it's looking like it's worth every single dollar coming into the playoffs now. We have 2 quality starting big men. I think with Hart, a lot of it had to do with health. I really do. I think he was suffering from an Achilles soreness, and ever since that seemed to rectify itself, he's been playing with extra energy, and he's been really, really bouncy. He's been bouncy on the court. Man-child salute. The bench showed up and blew the Blazers out. I'm running out of words to describe this performance, because it was tight, and it certainly didn't look like it was going to go the way it went. Because Dame time, there was no Dame time tonight. It was Knick time, basically, and the Knicks blew them away. It was just a perfect second half of shot making, floor stretching, defensive lockdown situation. And I guess it paints a picture of where Portland are at right now on the season. As we look at the standings, Portland, this was a really, really important game for them to win. Now they go back down to 7 games below 500 in 13th, third to last in the West. And they are now 3 games out of the play-in, they have 12 games remaining. So, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for the Portland Trail Blazers to be 3 games out of the play-in with just 12 games remaining. I think they definitely need Jeremy Grant back healthy so that, Dame can have his sidekick. But the difference in teams tonight is, Randle was missing his sidekick, but everyone else stepped up. Dame was missing Jeremy Grant, but Anthony Simons didn't step up, couldn't step up tonight. Now, some other things I would like to touch on, right? If you've been following the tankathon, right? The New York Knicks draft pick as the Dallas Mavericks continue to struggle. And Luka is out for tomorrow night's game against the Spurs as well. And Kyrie, I think, is questionable. The New York Knicks draft pick now is in 13 in the tankathon situation. So it's top 10 protected. So we have another situation of something to watch heading into this stretch of the playoffs, is where will the Dallas Mavericks finish? It's going to be incredible viewing as Luka and Kyrie just not seem to work out yet due to, I think, a lack of role players and depth out there in Dallas. I'm not blaming Luka and Kyrie, but they just don't have enough help. But it's looking good for the New York Knicks to get this 13th pick, potentially even better pick, is going to be incredible. What do you guys think about that? Hart's playing like the guy we signed, exactly like you said, Stanley, the kind of guy with the Clippers doing big things, balling out. At this point, it would be wise for the Blazers to tank, no doubt about it. Third to last in the West. They do own a draft pick. They obviously own our pick as well. Yep. Look, Dame tries really hard. Tonight he played well. He hit those deep shots. He definitely gave us headaches, in the first half. But they just didn't have enough. They didn't have enough depth to answer our depth as well. Defensively, they stink as well, like Stanley says. Obi plus the Dallas pick is starting to look like a juicy package to add a win now guy. You could look at different machinations, Dirty Salute. Certainly the pick's going to look really nice too, because one might think, how close we are to winning, especially if we win the first round of the playoffs. I think Leon and Tibbs are definitely going to look to trade this pick now and make an upgrade. But I do like Iowa's Chris Murray as a win now kind of prospect, but questionable with the positional fit. We projected to select Derek Whitehead in 13. There's Bryce Sensabaugh in 12th. Anthony Black's in 11. Jet Howard's in 15. Rupert 17. I mean, not only did the Knicks got the streets buzzing, but the Dallas Mavericks have got us buzzing right now. And obviously the pick is top 10 protected, but I'm not too worried that it's not going to convey, because I don't think Dallas is going to tank. They've still got games that they need to try to win. But even if they purposely tried to tank, that's not a guarantee either, because, there's still so many other teams trying to be bad. Washington's in 9, New Orleans in 10, Utah in 11, Toronto in 12, Dallas in 13. So all of those teams are trying to lose. So imagine if this pick ends up so perfect that it ends up in 11, 12, 13, right there on the fringe of not conveying, but conveying to the New York Knicks, right? We'd have to shout Dallas Mavericks fans a beer. I won't hesitate to shout them a beer for Jalen Brunson and a potential lottery pick to add. You got to salute to that. Yep. We've got the Netherlands in the house buzzing. Appreciate you, fam. Let's go out here, New York Knicks Nation worldwide. Great performance. Yep, just got everyone buzzing now. To blow this team away on the road and to show our true colours, right? And what are those true colours? Road Warriors coming for you, coming for that dub to your nearest road. Yeah, I really like Wallace. I like Bryce too. Yeah, if the pick stays where it's at. A lot of dudes that will fit our culture too. But if I had to make a guess, Dirty, I'm going to go with your first projection and say that we trade the pick still. It just makes more sense on the timeline we're on. There's just too many reasons why we can be good now for us to not try to be good, try to be even better. Brunson, Randle, this thing just seems so sustainable. Emmanuel Quickley, 6-man. Quentin Grimes, still inconsistent. Just imagine when he becomes more consistent. Deuce McBride growing before our eyes. RJ Barrett still growing, still inconsistent at times. There's just so many reasons to try to be better and to trade that draft pick. But I'm not going to be mad if we keep it, that's for sure. Yeah, even though Dallas won't get their draft pick, there's no way that they tank, because I don't think they want to lose Kyrie for nothing, and there's no way they would like to upset Luka. Yeah, definitely. And if you look at how close the West is too, it's not like they're that far off from getting into the play-in either. I mean, they're in 9, they're already in the play-in. If they win, if they win 2-3 more games in a row, they could be in 6 or 7 and maybe even avoid the play-in. So yeah, still a lot of games to go. And the Mavs still have 12 more games remaining, I think. 12 more games, 13 more games remaining. So they've played 69, so they have 13 games remaining. Yep. So yeah, I agree with that. Now, would I be shocked if it ends up in the top 10? I won't be shocked at this stage because they're so close, but fingers crossed, fingers crossed, it's looking more likely. Yeah. Yeah. Much love, Reba, from Poland, living in the Netherlands. Yeah, but a huge fan from 1994. That was around about the same time as me. Fam, salute. Yeah, much love. Much love for that. Yeah, this fan base is growing by the day, with this situation. Now we've got the new blood, the young generation, the old generation, the diehards. This could be a great era. I think will be a great era to be a Knicks fan. Yeah, about the different options we have, 100%. We have so many different machinations we could offer to get a guy like OG, get another wing. Dirty says, I could see us offering the pick for guys like OG and Keldon Johnson as well. Yeah, I think OG's that kind of Tibbs guy as well, definitely. I would love to have a better shooting wing. Pie in the sky for me would be Brandon Ingram, but I can't be mad at a defensive specialist either, because I think that's just going to make us even stronger. Less work for Brunson and Randle, and get out and transition. It's also going to help our transition buckets. Yep. OKC pulled off a great win tonight. Josh Giddey with another triple-double, 4th triple-double on the season. SGA looks great. OKC looks solid. So we need them to tank. Dallas sucks too much, and it's threatening our pick. Yeah, there's definitely a threat. I'm not too worried though. Like I said, I think there's worse teams. There's Utah, Toronto, New Orleans, Washington, Chicago. But let's see. I think the next 5 games are going to really tell us a lot. If you think about it, there's only just like a dozen games remaining for most teams. Dirty Streets chat, and I do feel like we're going to have a better idea about this Dallas selection. But right now it's in 13 again, a position of a quality wing, and something that's going to be very, very enticing for it on the trade market. Best believe it. Yep. Yeah, J-Dub's been unbelievable. Stanley too. Yep. You got Chet, who's been out all season. Lou Dort's putting up numbers. J-Dub has been the sleeper of the draft. They hit with him. He's basically like another Quentin Grimes. The way we hit on Quentin Grimes, Emmanuel Quickley, they hit on J-Dub from Santa Clara as well. So excellent selection. Sam Presti is just putting on a masterclass, I think. They've rebuilt so fast. They're better than teams that are trying to win. Let that sink in. They fleeced, well, they didn't necessarily fleece, but they pulled off probably the best trade for Paul George, the biggest haul, which might end up being a complete fleecing with all those draft picks to get SGA, a player who's arguably better than Paul George anyway, younger, and all those draft picks as well. So crazy stuff out there for Sam Presti, what he's been able to do. Mr. Truth is in the house. If Dallas keeps sliding, perhaps because of the Porzingis trade, my Knicks can get Dallas's #1 pick if it falls anywhere between 11 and 17. Yep, definitely we will get the pick. Dallas don't have a selection. They have given us the pick now if it's outside of the top 10, but if it's somewhere around 11 to 14, it's excellent. Great pick. And I put out a tweet the other day, when the KP trade happened, I could understand people's argument at the time. Some people weren't satisfied with the return from KP being cap space, a couple of those draft picks. But I was saying, you never know. And I was saying, 2 first-round picks, that's solid. We don't know where the Dallas Mavericks are going to be in a couple years' time. There's no guarantee they're going to be up there in the top of the West, because the West is always the West. And I think it's showing us now, like, just how positive that trade was, because not only do we have Jalen Brunson, we got Julius Randle out of the KP trade. We used cap space to get Mook Morris, which got us Emmanuel Quickley. Now it's got us another possible top 13 pick. Did I mention Jalen Brunson again? I'll mention him 3 times. This thing's just worked out beautifully, because if we had re-signed KP for that kind of money, it would have been very, very, very difficult to build around. Yeah, PG's on the decline now. He's a second option, still a quality wing, don't get me wrong, but he's on the decline. Whereas SGA's bona fide all-star, all-NBA #1 option. Yep. It worked out okay, but the KP trade, it was a horrible process, yeah. I agree. They did trade him very quick. It was obviously personal, a lot of feelings, emotions, and all of that stuff involved. It got messy. Got messy. And from what we had heard at the time to now, it does seem like the fact is his brother or brothers were heavily involved. I think KP, I can't speak for the man, but I think he regrets it. As I knew he would. Mark Berman, Steph Bondy, all the people I've talked to behind the scenes who were close to his brothers as well, said KP absolutely loved it in New York. He loved New York. He was happy in his first year. He was happy. The losing set in, and his brothers started to take over. His brothers were worried about his career, worried about the Knicks' direction, and they started to make outlandish demands. They started to, they wanted the organization to treat KP, more like the franchise guy. And it just didn't work out. I think KP, he was young. He went along with it. He let his brothers run the show. And I think he's happy where he's at now, but I think he regrets it. I think he would love to be in New York still. DSJ into Derrick Rose too. We got Quentin Grimes, Deuce McBride, and Sims. I said earlier in the show too, before you guys jumped in, the Josh Hart trade at this deadline has shown to me to be better than the Derrick Rose trade right now. It was just absolutely perfect. It fit the coach. It fit the structure of the organization. That fits the need. Scoring, defending, a glue guy who's not afraid to get gritty and do all that dirty work for Jalen Brunson and Barrett and Randle to do work. Yeah, when you look at it like that, dirty too, I think as an organization completely we've grown. I think Steve Mills, I think those guys let their feelings get involved. Dolan, of course, at the top. I think this organization's running differently now. I think we would be operating more like a business with Leon Rose, I think. And I think he was patient. In fact, one of the qualities Leon Rose doesn't get enough credit for is patience now. Even the Cam Reddish thing looked so dicey. Fans were screaming for us to trade Cam Reddish, Why is Cam still here? Why isn't he traded? Why isn't Obi traded? Leon Rose has patience now. There's a lot of these moves he could have made already, but he feels like it's not the right time. And usually we end up, with a decent, solid move. Obviously, the initial Cam move was an error, I think. Yep. The issue is with this is I agree 100% with this statement, this premise. You got to make the Paul George trade. If you know you're going to get Kawhi, that's your chance at a championship, and you absolutely got to do it. The issue that comes with that, or the risk, is always if you're forced to do something, it always has a chance to go the other way, always has a chance to backfire, I think. When a star is forcing their hand on another star, just like Kyrie and KD, for the Brooklyn Nets, that seemed to be a no-brainer either, but that didn't work out for them too. So, I'm waiting for an opportunity where that will pay off. I think, obviously, LeBron getting Bosh and Wade, and also forcing the Wiggins for the Kevin Love situation was big. But outside of those, I can't really think of a lot of those big trades that have won it all. The Kawhi to Toronto one with DeMar, I guess that was the right move, all-in move as well. Yeah. The Porzingis trade just kept giving and giving. Yeah, maybe giving us a top 12 pick. Yeah. Hopefully it conveys. We can't get too ahead of ourselves yet, but it's looking like it will, I feel. I think the Mavericks are going to win a few games, and the other teams are going to start to lose more too. Yeah. You're trading Fournier's money. Now, I want to keep Fournier's salary now. He's a good locker room dude. The expiring money next year is going to be a weapon, Dirty. I think Fournier could be going back in one of those blockbuster trades that we need. We can attach draft assets, young players, and Fournier and Barrett's salary, Fournier's salary expiring, is going to make that sexy for some teams. And a boatload of draft picks, of course. And I think, that could be helpful. I think Fournier's salary could be good. Also, Mr. Truth says, look how smart Leon Rose is. He gave up our first round pick instead of Dallas's pick, for he knew that Dallas would have a worse record and we are in real good shape. Yep. I think it could be a bit of both. I'd love to give Leon all the praise. I'm for that. I think it might also have been Portland. Portland might have wanted our pick as well, but maybe they felt with Kyrie going to Dallas that pick wouldn't be as good. But Leon Rose, doing work. Joshua's in the house, salute. The Knicks being competitive in this 4-game road trip without Jalen to assist is a testament to how gritty this team can be. Yeah, definitely. And I think top of the list for me is Josh Hart. Top of the list for me personally, and they're all responsible. The bench has stood up. But I think Josh Hart, the production he's giving you on both sides in limited minutes, big minutes, whatever it is, has been at the top. And of course, the other players are starting to develop, grow, and are quickly. He's been solid all year. Deuce McBride starting to step up late. Obi finding his groove, and of course Isaiah Hartenstein. Again, that pick could end up being, from questionable fan bases, fans wanting to run him out of town, to being a home run in just one season. Right? Talk about a swing. Not that I wish injury on anybody, but we're at the point now, if Mitchell Robinson was to have to miss time in a playoff series or go down, we're not stuck anymore. We're not desperate, We've got Jericho who can't even play. So could be the fact is we're peaking at the right time. Yep. Obviously, health permitting, people were on edge about the 9-man rotation. Are we too gassed? Are we hitting the wall? But I think 3-day break now, records in tow, 41 wins now. The road ahead for us to win 48 wins is very, very possible. 5th seed, 4th seed, and rest. before the playoffs begin is going to be amazing, fam. Also don't forget, before the playoffs commence, there's the play-in games that have to take place. So if the Knicks finish in 5th, 6th or 4th, they're going to get a few days break as well before the playoffs commence. So I don't think we're going to have to worry about load management anymore. I think we've cleared that hurdle now because of the 3-day rest. 12 games, 11 games remain, and then we have a few days rest before the playoffs commence because of the play-in games have to take place, I think. So that's going to be nice. That is the major concern. I think if we're talking about the Dallas pick not conveying, Luka is out tomorrow night against the Spurs. I think Kyrie questionable. But yeah, that really is serious. I think depends on how much time Luka needs to miss. Is worth bearing watching, 100%. Obviously, the pick is 13 now. They're half a game. They're half a game better than Toronto. They're 1 game better than Utah and New Orleans, and they're 2 games better than Washington in 9th. So this thing could swing on a knife's edge right now from game to game. But I really feel like Utah, with all their draft picks, is going to have to start tanking a few games now. Because I have League Pass, I see all the action. I get to watch some of the late games and some of the other games in the 4th quarter. Last night, the Utah Jazz were playing THT down the stretch to close the game out in Miami. So I think they were doing their best efforts to develop, but to also maybe try to lose the game. And that's exactly what they did. They lost the game late. THT was running the point, made a few mistakes. New Orleans are without Zion in the loaded West. Washington, they were starting to play Johnny Davis now. Johnny Davis was playing major minutes. Chicago's in 8th, so I think they're going to start to tank more too. So it's going to be a battle between all these teams, a battle between who can be bad, who can be as bad as possible. We're going to see it in these next 10 games. Yeah, we're going to see guys get signed off the street, 10-day contracts. G League players finishing games out, guys resting, load management. I think a lot of that stuff. Yeah. The great thing is too, the Nets and the Cavs have a strong, difficult schedule to finish out. So, yeah, I think for me personally now, where I'm at is fate is in our hands. Fate is in the New York Knicks' hands. I don't think I have to worry about the Brooklyn Nets so much. We have to worry about the Cavs. I think we just need to win the games that we should win. And we really give ourselves an excellent chance to finish 4th, but definitely 5th. If we just finish short of 4th, I think I'll blame the Charlotte loss because it's going to come close still. We're still 3 games away from Cleveland. And with just 11 games remaining, 3 games behind Cleveland, there's little margin for error with that situation. We would need the Cavs to drop 2 or 3 in a row, and for us to win 2 or 3 in a row. It's very possible, but we still have some tough games coming up with Denver. We play the Heat twice. They're going to try to hurt us bad. Yeah. Nets are only even close because of Brunson's foot. Yeah, I think we could have won Sacramento with Brunson. Not going to say we would have won the one before that. I think, the Clippers. Yeah, we probably could have won the Clippers. We probably could have won the Kings as well. Yep, if Brunson was healthy. Yep. Kevin Durant's work earlier too, but KD's out right now too with the Phoenix Suns. So the race for the West is going to be insane coming through. But yeah, back to tonight and just recapping. Obviously, Quentin Grimes and Mitchell Robinson did struggle, but the bench was so strong that it just didn't matter. You know, plus 26 for Hart, plus 17 for Deuce, plus 20 for Hart, plus 8 for Obi, who's really starting to string some great quality minutes towards the end of this season. And I was thinking to myself the other day, is Obi having a finish to the season like he did last season? Remember, these young players get more comfortable as the season gets closer to finishing, and they start to feel like they're in a rhythm. They know they're game ready. They know how many minutes they're going to get. I think, the Knicks role players look in a really good place right now. The shots are falling. Obi's improved defensively as well. He's playing 14 minutes, and I think he would play more minutes. It's just because of Julius Randle. I think Tibbs would trust Obi to play 20 if he needed him to. Tonight, Julius got in foul trouble, and the bench came in. Obi clicked. But I think, if Julius needed to miss a game, I think he would be trusting Obi a little bit more now with the form and the defensive improvements from Obi and the defensive improvements from Hart. Because let's not forget, Tibbs really likes Jericho Sims. So for him to still stick with Obi and Hart lets you know that those guys have won some trust. And as long as Obi's hitting shots and he's not getting blown by, missing assignments, I think Obi's going to continue to ball. He's still going to continue his 15 minutes, each night. But this squad has that identity now. Road Warriors. We've adopted Tom Thibodeau's sort of buy-in in terms of regular season wins and giving max effort. And one of the biggest accomplishments from this season is to be the best team in the NBA, tied for the best road record right now. 8 games above 500 on the road is absolutely crazy, and I think that tells you now how strong the East is too. We no longer kind of fear anyone out west now anymore. Like I said, we could have won against the Kings, the second team. We could have beaten the Clippers with Brunson, and we beat LA, and we beat the Portland Blazers tonight. So stand up for the squad and Thibodeau, the rest of the guys for having that accomplishment. Right now it's tied for the best road record. And power rankings, like the chat said tonight, we legitimately could become one of the top 5 teams in the NBA power rankings by the time the season's done with out here. Great point too. The Nets and the Cavs face off twice as well. That's going to be big. Stanley, our game against the Cavs is going to be big. The 2 games against the Heat for the New York Knicks is going to seal the deal, I think, for 5th spot as well. Yeah, and we would have won Charlotte too. Yeah, how could I forget that one? 100%. The fact that Randle had a average game, I think it was more calculated tonight. I like this kind of more controlled Julius, where I said earlier he was getting to the paint and he was posting up and making sure that he bruised the Blazers into submission, into getting the foul calls. I think we also were complaining at the right times about non-calls when and also fouls on Dame. And so when it came back down the other end, we were making sure that Julius was getting into their body, making sure he was getting that call. If we could catch Cleveland and finish 4th, we will get the home court against the Cavs, which would be a big step up. Presumably avoid the Bucks and the Sixers as well. I don't think it'd be end of the world if we finish 6th and we face the Boston Celtics in the first round. I mean, we have to believe in ourselves now at this point. We're beating them 3 times this season. would it be a bloody battle, a war, a 90s grittiness battle. But Marcus Smart flopping all over the place, Julius Randle bruising, bring it on. Yeah, I saw that, Ari. The Grizzlies just waved Ja Morant. No, that's it was from a fake account, fam. I saw that one too, yeah. That one got a few people. But yeah, it was from the fake NBA Central account for that one. But it does look like Ja Morant. The real reports do say that he's going to take extra time and he's going to miss added time, I think. Yeah, we could definitely match up against Boston, 100%. I feel you on that. Yep. The way our squad's built, it's built for 9-10 man solid play, rotation, and 48 minutes. No one wants to see the Knicks in the playoffs. And part of me would love to beat on the Heat, but it's looking like we're going to avoid the Heat. And hopefully we beat them twice in the regular season. And then we get that 4th seed. We get that 5th seed. Jet Life, salute. Let's go out here buzzing after this huge win. And the New York Knicks now have the tied best record for the road in the league. In terms of playoff adjustments, look, people are still worried about Randle and execution and late game stuff. I think our squad's so different. We rely on different things now. We rely on, guys getting stops. That's going to be big. When we had Alec Burks, Derrick Rose in that Atlanta series, we weren't a team that's going to rely on getting stops in the half court. But right now with Quickley, Grimes, Mitch Healthy, Josh Hart, Deuce McBride, we can really get out in transition and really finish the break, really get stops and get out and run. I think our versatility is going to be big in the playoffs. Obviously, our rim protection is going to be big. Isaiah Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson, racking up the blocks, deterring people from getting into the paint. I think a 7-game series is going to be wide open because a team is going to have to shoot hot against the New York Knicks for 4 straight games or 4 games to win 4 against us out of 7 because we have paint presence and we have rim protection. Teams aren't going to defeat us with points in the paint, I don't think, with our healthy big men. And tonight, we dominated points in the paint, 50-34, and that's with Yusuf Nurkic out there. They had Yusuf Nurkic. We still dominated, points in the paint. So 50-34. So that's another trait of this team. That's the scheme. That's why Tom Thibodeau's been successful with his defense this season. It's pack the paint and fly out to the shooters and contest, disrupt their shot. And like I said, I think a team is going to have to shoot well against the New York Knicks in 4 out of the 7 games in a playoff run to defeat the New York Knicks. So I think most series I could see going 6 or 7 with this kind of squad for the New York Knicks. I think we're at least good to win 2 games in a playoff series against anybody. Yeah, 40 and 31, 100%. And we could be 500 no matter what, regardless of wins and losses. From here on out, we hit the 40 win mark with 11 to play. Salute. We do have a tough schedule remaining according to the statistics, but that's eased up, I think, Buzzer. I think with games against the Rockets, Magic, Pelicans, Wizards, we play Pacers twice, we play the Heat twice out of the 11 games. I think we're sitting in a great position, especially if we beat Denver. We beat Denver in the next game, then look out Mini, look out Heat, Magic, Rockets. We could roll right now. We might roll to 50 wins still That's still possible, 100% right now. The streets are absolutely buzzing, smashing that like button. D cool, salute. Salute, salute, what's good? Yeah, huge improvement. Yeah, like you said, they'll try to bring the soft double on Randle, hope that he dribbles the ball and gets it stolen. But I think, yeah, he's going to have extra help. All he has to do is kick it out to Brunson, and Brunson will already have a step on the defender and will be living in the paint. And you know what comes next? That floater, or the and one, or the foul call. Jalen Brunson's excellent at selling the foul call. So yeah, in a tough playoff series, it's gonna look different. By no means are we perfect. You know, we're not the perfect constructed team. But the issues of 2 years ago in the playoffs, I don't think are going to be as bad or at all this time around. Like I said, we had much better half-court defense than we were, and we were relied on too few guys back then. You know, it was Alec Burks to save us. It was Derrick Rose. You know, no Mitch. Right now, we are 9-10 deep at the spot. Yep, Joshua, I agree. I think 47 would only mean 6 more wins. I think we're going to get to 48. I think we're going to get to 48, 49. Like I said, the 2 Pacer games, let's say we win 1. Let's say we beat Minnesota, that's 2. Let's say we beat one of the Heat games, that's 3. Let's say we beat the Magic and the Rockets, that's 5. Then there's Washington and the Pels. I could see us winning both of those. So that's 7 more wins. That gets us to our 48. That gets us to 48. Let me check which other games remain. Any that I missed out on. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the Heat. The Heat twice. So pretend that we lose one of the Heat games. We lose one of the Pacer games. We beat the Wizards, the Pels, and the Cavs. That's it. The final one is the Cavs that I missed out on too. So that could be the swing. The win against the Cleveland Cavs could give us 49 wins. If we beat Denver, all bets are off. If we beat the Nuggets, all bets are off. 50 burger, here we come. Let's go out here. And as we get ready to wrap this thing up, I've got to hit the road myself right here, but have no fear, because the New York Knicks Road Warriors are here, dominating 22-14. The chat's dominating. Knicks Street's dominating right now. Best road record in the NBA. Salute to that. Tip your cap and some. And let's get some back at MSG, some home cooking against Denver, Minnesota. And let's get to this 50-win season and start to think about the playoffs now. This is where money is made, ladies and gentlemen. Streets is buzzing, smashing that like button. We here, proud of everybody for showing up tonight and on the road without Jalen Brunson. I think that injury could be the X factor, you know, how serious it is, whether it's just soreness. Only time's going to tell. But this team's got heart and some, and they play tough, and they can beat anyone on any night. But yeah, tonight was impressive. Shooting the ball was hitting nothing but net right now. So salute, let's get it. Peace.